Right before the pandemic hit, one of the big conversations in higher education was that there was an epidemic on college campuses, and the epidemic was loneliness. And loneliness is this situation where particularly college-age guys are going to campus, and a lot of them are spending time in their dorm room, not going out and meeting people. There's an increasing number of organizations that are focusing on men's mental health. When you compare the amount of services available for young men to any other demographic in the population, there's just not as many services available. Part of that is because historically men have been told, don't show your emotions. And that's not a manly thing to do, and you gotta be more masculine than that. What's interesting to me is when you think about the epidemic of loneliness, we have a solution to it. We're the solution. Sigma Pi fraternity and sorority life. We're the ones who can bring people together in ways that they've never been brought together before.
Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the US, and notably, the second leading cause of death among people aged 10 to 34.
Unfortunately, we know the impact that mental health can have on someone when we lost our Director of Chapter Services, Sunny Age. We want to make sure that all of our members understand that it's okay to not be okay and that you are not alone.
Sigma Pi has made and will continue to make investments into the education and training of our members and spreading awareness for them and their mental health.
Everyone deals with mental health in their own way. My way of dealing with it is just having people around me. And so I think being in a fraternity just makes that really easy. I tell the potential new members, I tell them, yeah, this is basically what's gonna happen is you're gonna sign your bid and then you get 70 automatic best friends. You have these people here who you can depend on.
When I look back on some of the struggles that I personally had with mental health, it was a tough journey, and I can tell you affirmatively, there were many occasions where if it were not for my fraternity brothers, I don't know if I'd be here.
We build such stronger bonds as brothers than just conventional friends that you have for the 4 years that you're here. I mean, these are bonds that are lasting for decades to come. Being in a fraternity, we all are part of this organization that's bigger than just one person. And so I know that I always have my brothers behind me to always be there for me, to be that foundation that I can fall back on, that I can stand on and rebuild myself too.
Well, it's important for the fraternity because it's one of the major issues that college-age men are dealing with today. There's a mental health crisis that doesn't take place just on one campus or in one part of the country. It takes place on every campus. It's important for the fraternity because this is what our members deal with in their personal lives. So it's important for the fraternity to invest in mental health programming because this is the world that our undergraduates live in. If you have a brother at your chapter that needs some help or that you suspect needs to talk to somebody, be the person that they talk to. And I think that when our chapter members begin to be the solution, that's the biggest gain we can make in mental health awareness. When our guys know that they can, even in a very small measure, be part of the solution for the future.
Bonds of Brotherhood is a campaign of Sigma Pi fraternity. There are going to be 3 ways that we really key in on maximizing what this campaign is. The first is going to be awareness. So Sigma Pi being able to target different times or different periods throughout the year where we're really able to have a concentrated conversation surrounding mental health. Second, we have our programming. When it comes to our programming, we're going to be providing members with things like the Bonds of Brotherhood Companion Guide. We have mental health handout cards for our members across the country as well. And lastly, fundraising. So we're going ahead and we're doing the awareness aspect. We're doing the programming, making sure that we're actually able to have the conversations, but then being able to actually provide the funds for a campaign such as this one. For the Bonds of Brotherhood campaign to really be successful, if the program is able to assist, even just one member, let them know that they're not alone in this conversation in, these unforeseen circumstances and situations that we all face on a day-to-day basis, then this program has been successful.
You can learn more at sigmapi.org/mental health.